afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Jandera. I'm Gerwin, and we're on Let's Try and Recover from Floods. So how is this Shed Wars related? Well, for starters, what is Shed Wars? Shed Wars is a global gardening community, and I'll leave links up there, I think it is, to videos from the creators on that one. But this is how this is Shed Wars related. How do you cope when you can't get your mower in and mow your grass because the ground is too soggy? You bring in the goats. So I haven't been able to, I'm not going to set up a fence in this little area. And of course she's gone straight for my pigeon pea, hasn't she? She's got all this lovely grass and even got a lovely tree here that she can nibble on. But no, straight to my garden and the pigeon pea. But I don't mind, because when pigeon peas cut back, it releases nitrogen into the soil, so that's all good, because I'm going to plant another passion fruit vine there. My other passion fruit vine that I planted a while ago is doing amazingly going up this tree. As much as I don't particularly like this tree because it drops horrible leaves onto my clothesline and shades my clothesline, it's being a wonderful trellis for my passion fruit vine. And chickens make a dreadful mess in a flood. Wherever they've been, it'll just turn it into mush. So this is the one problem with my mobile tractors. I've got to move it when it rains. But this entire area was all had about an inch of water over the top of it. So I kept moving the chickens, and yeah, anyway, the chickens are still fine. Haven't lost any, which is fantastic. The goats have not been happy, but I cannot get my ride-on mower in here because the ground is too soft and squishy. I'm not even happy walking on it because it's quite slippery. But yeah, so when you can't get your mower in to mow, get a goat. Or if you don't have a goat, get a sheep. I mean, if you have a cow, that's even better, they'll do it quicker. But if you haven't got any of those, you can go for smaller herbivores like rabbits or guinea pigs. I can't do rabbits in Queensland, but I could do guinea pigs. Rabbits are illegal in Queensland, but yes. So I'm having a challenge. My big challenge with the goats, though, is making it so they've got shelter for when it does rain. But at the moment, we got sunshine and blue skies. Look at that! How gorgeous is that? Oh. Totally over rain at the moment. So yes, things are starting to dry out a little bit. The other tip I can give you as well is when you've got an area that's incredibly soggy, which if you saw any of my flood related videos, which I'll leave up there, this area just had water running through it. And at the moment, and you can still see a little bit of the slippery stuff here, so I really need to put some more wood chip here. But wood chip is fantastic at absorbing moisture and water. It didn't quite work with the amount of water we had flooding down here because it just washed a lot of the wood chips into the carport. So this is a fresh lot that we've put down. But this lot, if we get more flooding rain and have more problems, this will just compress down, so it won't run off the way the stuff that did when the water was already running. So yeah, because we had water running through here, running down here, and then running into the house. Oh, not good. So yes, I've got some more areas that I need to put the goats on clean up with. So I can't even get to my potato patch, which needed to be harvested a while ago, because last time I looked in here, I couldn't see a potato at all. There was no potato plants. There are some the comfrey and the pigeon peas there, but other than that, it's a real problem. So I don't know. So yes, so Laura's over here cleaning up around this area so that we can get to the tap for the water tank. And just because there's a huge amount of grass there, as well as a leucaena. Leucaena is a fantastic fodder crop for livestock. They really love it, and it grows back really, really quickly. But I'll be back soon. Okay, back again. Now, where were we? So I just got a phone call from the landscaper about this drainage ditch. It doesn't look like much one, but it's got really long grass in it at the moment, so that actually is about, it comes up to about my knee, at least halfway up my shin anyway, about getting that ditch dug further, because it has coped with rain in this area for 20 years, and it's just been this year that it's not coping. So I spoke to him and he said it's going to be at least a month before the ground is actually dry enough to actually get equipment in here to be able to dig it out without ripping it up completely. She's making good progress here, isn't she? But they're also busy, so they're not going to be able to get here before April. So April or May, before the drainage ditch gets dug any deeper. So hopefully we don't get too much more rain. We can hope. But anyway, so the biggest tip I can give when disaster strikes is turn your lemons into lemonade. Get creative. Don't give up. Find ways around things and know that this too shall pass, and be patient. And one thing that I'm really focusing on at the moment is the footprints poem. You've got that poem where the guy's looking back on his life and seeing the two sets of footprints in the sand, and then in the hardest parts of his life there's only one set of footprints, and he asks God and goes, God, where were you during those times? And God says, I was carrying you. They're my footprints. So yes, so at the moment there's those footprints in the sand are not mine. So yes, God is good and he has a plan. And we can do this. Not quite sure how, not sure what we're going to do, but we will make it through. And at the moment we're just hoping for no more rain for now, to give the ground a chance to dry out. At the moment you can see it's really, really wet and soppy and soggy, and we probably really need to put some more wood chip paths around. Wood chips are fantastic in the garden for absorbing moisture but also holding moisture. So wood chips will absorb an incredibly large amount of water, which is really helpful during excessive amounts of rain and droughts. So it just really is fantastic. It acts like a sponge and just absorbs up and sucks up all that water. There's a happy goat. She's having fun over here. She's just about completely decimated my pigeon pea. But again, I said that I'm not worried about that, because that's actually a really good thing. It's going to put nitrogen back into the soil, which is what we want. And I'll probably plant a passion fruit vine there so that it can climb up that tree, even though I don't particularly want that tree. Just because it's not the style of tree that I want this close to the house. And it's not great dropping onto my clothesline, which I can't even get to at the moment, which I'm hoping this gorgeous little darling goat is going to clean that up. So yes, that's my Shed Wars video. I hope it's helpful, but my poor garden is not in the greatest state. I should give you a proper garden tour at some point, shouldn't I? Showing you how everything's going at the moment. Oh, I tell you which garden is going brilliantly, which is the one that had the water flowing past it rapidly. So during the big floods, we had water just pouring down here. But this garden bed is doing quite well. The water didn't get up into it. Sorry, pot plant in the road. The pineapples are doing well. My little dragon fruits are going well. I'm going to have to plant them out somewhere. My Queensland spinach, oh, it's getting a bit buried by this thing, which I need to continue to finish taking out. The Queensland spinach tree, it's got lots of lovely shoots on it. Strangely enough, my mint's not doing very well at the moment. That's my echinacea, so I'm hoping the echinacea seeds are going to drop over there. That's my hope. That little dragon fruit's doing well. This is one of the other Queensland spinaches. that I planted. So the leaves get much, much bigger than that. It's also called Pella, tree spinach, island spinach. It has lots of different names. Really amazing nutrient dense plant. It's also drought hardy, but it likes water as well. A lot of other things in here have died off. My cucumber vine, which produced kilos and kilos of cucumbers, has finally died off. So, although apparently I can still plant cucumbers at the moment. My Elysium is also not doing so well. Parsley looks like it might be coming back. The mint is gone. I have no answer for where my mint went. I think I had some chocolate mint over here too. The chocolate mint is gone. So my mint plants are gone. Lavender's buried under lemongrass. But all that down there is doing really well. Really pleased with how it's going. It's a Leucaena, not where I want it. It's not a good spot for a Leucaena. But let's go have a look at some of the other garden. Here near Laura, we'll have a look at the pawpaws, my red papayas, and my moringa. So this moringa has a seed pod. I've got a seed pod on my moringa. So that's going to be called a drumstick, because the moringa is also called a drumstick tree. And look at that, I'm so happy. I'm going to have a whole heap of seeds. That is just fantastic. And that one was grown from a cutting, which I thought I'd lost a few times. My red papayas are still not ready to pick yet, but still doing well. I probably need to feed it up a little bit. But yes, it's doing quite well. Let's go have a look at the other. Oh, I've got a lady beetle. Can you see it? Lady beetle. Oh, I can't focus on it. There you go. Lady beetle on my arm. I was wondering what was crawling my arm. So let's go have a look over there. Jonathan's swing set is all overgrown with grass again. But check it out, check it out, check it out. My elderberry's doing quite well over here. Really happy with it. My comfrey's doing fantastically. My straw bales are just disintegrating, which is kind of interesting. My warrigal greens are doing very well. The pepina, I think is what it's called, is over there, and it's doing very well. But check it out, this is the moringa. And she's up there. She hasn't got any seed pods, but I planted her as a seed a couple of years ago now, and it took me quite a while to get it into the dirt. I planted it when we were still at Eagleby, so really pleased with that. Honestly, I should probably trim that back and take some cuttings. It hasn't got any, it does seem to be losing leaves. I'm hoping that's not because of root rot, which is highly possible. Moringas do not like getting wet feet, so that might be good actually to trim that back. I don't know. I'd really love it if you could give me some ideas on that for those that grow moringa, like Surge Grows Organic. If you have any clue on whether or not I should take cuttings from that now, and if that's responding to root rot, or if it's the temperature starting to cool down a bit. The temperatures aren't really dropping that much though, so I wouldn't, sorry mosquito, I wouldn't imagine that it's being that it's deciduous, because none of the others are really reacting in that manner. That one's not even. So excited about that drumstick pod. Woohoo! So excited. Except my, oh dear, my Madagascar or lima bean, I believe is what it's called, is starting to get really droopy and yucky as well. But this was probably really soggy and probably had water running through it. I had to move the chickens out of here last time we got flooded in. But it has got bean pods all over it. It's just doing fantastically, at least it was last time I looked at it. I'm quite surprised that it's died back so much. I can't really get into this bed well, but that Queensland spinach is doing fantastically. Ideally I'd love to actually cut it back a bit and do some transplants with it, but not at this stage. I just don't have the time or the energy. My cassava has fallen over. I really do need to dig it up, or not dig it up, I need to chop it up and propagate it. That's what I need to do with that. But again, it's time and energy. And at the moment I've got heaps of other things that I need to deal with. Although that probably wouldn't take that long. But yes, let's have a look at some of the others. I showed you how the passion fruit's going. It's growing up the tree beautifully. But other than that, I can barely get in there. I think there's a comfrey in there that's doing well. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's right. I put a mulberry in here. So there's a little mulberry tree just there. You can see 2 leaves. It's not doing fantastically. But there's some sweet potato and some comfrey. I think I put an elderberry cutting in there, but I don't think it's done anything. So yeah, that's what's happening with that garden bed. As I said, it's all overgrown. I can't get the mower in here, not even the ride-on, because the ground is just so soft. The moment I'm leaving footprints every time I walk. My elderberry. This elderberry is just doing fantastically. So it's still got lots of blossoms, but it also has lots of berries. And I was going to show you how to do some propagating of the elderberry, but while I had the virus, the beer flu, my cuttings died. So I'll do another video soon showing you how to propagate elderberry, because elderberries are wonderful. But yeah, it's just got lots of little berries on it. I'll probably do a video focusing solely on elderberries at some point. So yes, and we've got one little chicken here who's getting a decent size to him. Oh, that's unfortunate. I was hoping that that was a girl. I had 2 hatch, but she got off the eggs of a dozen. But she's not related to that one. So, I don't know. Totally unrelated to any of the other chickens on the property, which is fantastic. So, that's all good. We'll work out what to do with him. But I think he's a rooster. But that's all good. So that's the cheeky chicks. The electric fence is so far grounded out, it's not funny. It's fallen off that. I need to get in there and fix that up. Half the problem is that post is leaning over, but the goats have pretty much cleaned up that area now, and they really need another area, which means I need to block them off from this section and move it. So I might actually do that this afternoon, before the rain starts again, because apparently we're getting more rain tomorrow. But they have done a wonderful job cleaning up in here. I am absolutely ecstatic. Yes, there's still a bit to do, but they don't like, the grass gets too tough down the bottom, and they don't like it. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the progress they've made in there. I can see all the tree stumps, which means I can avoid it with the ride-on. But I can't get in there with the ride-on at the moment because the ground's too soft. Anyway, so the boys, Aquaponics. Matthew's just got tomatoes everywhere. There's lots of tomatoes on this vine. This was actually a cutting that I took from my tomato bush. So I'm really pleased with that. Oh, looks like he's lost a couple because they're soaking in the water. They don't like soaking in water. Something's been chewing on it. I don't think Matthew's even noticed these. The boys have gotten a little bit slack with their garden, but I think that's just because it is so far away from the container house. They don't see it. So it's a out of sight, out of mind sort of thing, which is really quite sad. But Matthew's just got, this is loaded with tomatoes, absolutely loaded. Sweet! Honestly, I can't pick on him too much because I haven't looked at mine either. Oh, there's a couple starting to ripen up, and it looks like the Queensland fruit fly hasn't gotten to them. But other than that, most of their garden, most of their aquaponics has just died. Even the little beetroots aren't doing all that well, which surprises me. The celery, oh, this is one of the celeries, but he's only got 3 fish in here, and I'm pretty sure they keep forgetting to feed them. Look at that. Dragonfly. Can you see it? Check it out. Dragonfly. Pretty sure that's some turmeric coming up, which is nice. But yeah, the boys aren't doing so well with their garden at the moment, but neither am I. Between COVID and floods and house issues, it's just not going well. But my blood orange is still doing well. My lemon tree's got a couple of lemons on it, which I probably should have taken off. I've forgotten what this is. Oh, this is another blood orange. Oh, that mustn't be a blood orange. No, that's a mandarin. That one's a mandarin. So the blood orange is still around. My okra has actually got a fruit on it. I didn't even get it planted. It's still in its pot. That is probably not good for it at all. Honestly, I haven't looked at these even. But these guys are just sitting in water. Not great for them. They'll tolerate a bit of water. Actually, I think that's thrown up a new cane. That's a whole new cane on that. That's a old hammy-eye bamboo. Oh, that's died. That was a strawberry. I think it died actually earlier. This is the one problem with having your plants in pots, in buckets actually, kind of think of it. These ones, this hasn't got any holes in it at all. It's got holes in it, I should say. So these ones probably do need some water. But, oh, I've got to do the goat fence, so I don't want to wreck myself too much. The boys' pots are not doing well. I really need to move them out the front. Oh, Jonathan's chocolate mint's still alive. Good-o. So is Matthew's. I might move this entire set over near the house. Biggest tip I can give you is if you've got pot plants, have them near your house so you see them daily. When we planted this, that's where our kitchen was, but we're not going there anymore. We're not using that kitchen. So something has dropped its seeds. It's growing on the shade cloth. Don't know how, but this is low on water. There's fish in there somewhere, but only 3 of them. I'll tell Matthew to put some more water in there. Well, let's go have a look at my aquaponics, which is over that way. Before we get over there, these are the pots that aren't completely dead. It's got a tree growing in it. Weed tree, not nice one. Honestly, I'm not good with pots. It's not one of my greatest strengths, and it really suffered while I had COVID, and still suffering. My ginger plant that I popped in here is doing fantastically. Well, it wasn't even a plant, it was just a little knob that I stuck in the dirt. The rest of my herbs, not so much, but the ginger's doing really well. But let's get back to the aquaponics. It's over there. What else I need to set the goats up? Oh my gosh, I just got goat grass issues everywhere. But there's a bit of a look at the aquaponics from a bit of a distance. Let's get closer. My little cucumber vine here isn't doing great, but I keep forgetting to feed these fish. I did feed them this morning, but I don't think you're going to see much. I can't see them actually. Can you see them? I haven't been using any dam water in here this time. I've only used rainwater, which we've had heaps of. So the water's a lot clearer. Can't remember what it's called. Okinawa? Yeah, I think that's the Okinawa spinach. Yes, that's the Okinawa spinach. It really needs to be trimmed back. The sheep sorrel desperately needs to be trimmed back. Mulberry tree desperately needs to be planted in the ground, not in the aquaponics. And another mulberry tree, which keeps falling over, desperately. Oh, there is a mulberry. There's actually a mulberry on there. Good spotting, Jonathan. There's actually a mulberry on there. This mulberry that I've just gotten also needs to be planted in the dirt somewhere. My Sambangnawa, or longevity spinach, is doing fantastically over there. There's a little punnet of sheep sorrel that I need to plant out. What was that one called? No name. It's an arrow leaf plant for the pond. It's doing well. I need to put it out. Basil needs to go out. It's not ready to eat yet, buddy. That's red. It needs to be black. My rosemary is doing well. Oh no, my astragalus. My astragalus has not done well. My little bay leaf tree is doing well. You've got to wait till it's black, yes. Oh, it's an ice cream bean. That's right. I got an ice cream bean tree. So that's an ice cream bean tree which also needs to be planted out. My brahmi is starting to grow into the dirt. That's not so great.
That's lettuce.
No, it's not. My celery, I need to take this out and possibly start from scratch. I've got a couple of plants here that I can start from scratch with.
Celery.
Yes, this is celery.
How about in the pot?
No, not in the pot.
You're letting it regrow?
Have you ever wondered what celery roots look like? There they are.
You're gonna let it regrow?
I could actually separate that out and grow them. Just got to trim off my brahmi. You can go give that to the goats if you want to. So yeah, my celery's not doing as well as last year, but I've got half the number of fish and I haven't been feeding them consistently like I did last year. Last year we got them very late in the season, so I was feeding them consistently 3 times a day, and this poor lot of fish, they've been lucky to get 1 lot of feed a day. Oh look, can you see that? Worms! Good worms. Oh, look at that, there's lots of them. Look at that. How exciting. Yes. Oh, and that's some of the ginger that I planted a few months ago before I got COVID, which really knocked me around, and I'm still getting tired really easily, so I still haven't fully recovered yet. But when I get sick, it does take me a long time to recover. I've got asthma and sleep apnea. Yeah, you can have some of the sheep sorrel. That's the red vein sheep sorrel, that one. See, I really need to clean these beds out properly because they are just so full of roots. It's just nutty. I need to clean it out properly. So I've got some strawberries over there. But let's see if I can get through. I don't think I can get through easily that way. But, oh, I've got fish stuff all over me. Some of my, no, the strawberries are a bit, they're on the other side. If you want to go over there, some of my pella, which I've grown from cuttings. Oh, sorry. It's doing really, really well. My little peppers are not doing well at all. But I planted them last winter, and they're not a winter crop. They're a summer crop. But it didn't do well this summer either. So I don't know what the deal with that is. I don't know. My turmeric. Turmeric is doing fantastically. Turmeric and ginger love aquaponics, as does Malabar spinach, or Ceylon spinach, it's also known as. This is doing fantastically, but it's in the road and I can't do it one-handed. I just broke it. Ah well, I think that's actually coming from the other side. I apologise for the dreadful camera work. There's a cucumber. I can see a cucumber. I can see a 5-year-old too. Nicking a strawberry. Yeah, they're fine. Passion fruit vines that I need to stick in the ground. Oh, cobbler peg city. I hate cobblers pegs. The goats do like them. I am getting around this way. I really need to get the taro out of here. It was supposed to go. This is some water chestnut. So way too many root crops in this particular IBC. And I just got cobbler pegged. You're in a cobbler's patch. Ah, dear. Oh, you got in there. See, this Malibu spinach is doing really, really well. These are my leeks that I grew from seeds. I'm gonna rescue the child. Rescue the child. He got in here, so he should be able to get out. So that's the little ginger plant that I put in there a while ago now, and I've got lots of these little tree seed pods in there. They're horrible. Got a couple of carrots in there. The strawberries aren't doing great. Nothing's doing great because it's just not getting the nutrients because I'm not putting it in there. This is another ginger that I planted a little bit before those ones. It's going a bit slow. Where was that cucumber? Oh, the cucumber was over here. There's a cucumber. There's a cucumber. It's been here for a little bit too long, really. It should have been picked earlier. Picking things one-handed is a little bit challenging. There you go, got it. One cucumber. It's a little bit of a funny, wacky shape. But as I said, this is not getting the nutrients that they got last time. It does a little bit. There you go, Jonathan. Jonathan loves cucumber. So does Matthew. But I desperately need to get in here and clean this system out. But I just haven't had the time or the energy. And look, this system is overflowing. It's got so much water in it. There was actually a significant amount of water running under here the other day. I'm not sure what they are. I think it's a weed. It's not something I've planted. And it's not something I want in here, so. The beauty of aquaponics is so easy to weed. But honestly, I have neglected this so badly. I haven't been feeding the fish enough. I haven't been maintaining the beds properly. And it's not that it takes a lot. I just have been struggling just to get the goats milked because I've been so sick after COVID. And it's just taken me so long to recover. And I'm still struggling a bit, actually. I'm getting tired very easily. My asthma is improving greatly, but I've got a long way to go before I'm back on my feet. Anyway, the Malibu spinach is doing fantastically. And some more leeks, and more cobbler's bags. That is a whopping big taro. I really need to get it out of there. In fact, I probably need the husband to come and help me get that out of there. It's probably actually in a point where it's ready to eat, I'd say. Not that I've actually ever done anything with taro before. But yes. And there's some more turmeric in here, more leeks. But that's basically the garden update. More cobbler's pegs. I'm probably covered in them. I hate cobbler's pegs. The banana's doing well. Goats haven't got to them, thankfully. But yes, I'm done. I really should move some of these root crops into different beds. But anyway, I hope your gardens are doing well. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And I mean, even neglectedly, the aquaponics is doing beautifully in comparison to the rest of the garden. But they do take a bit to set up. And they really do a lot better when you give them more attention. But yeah, anyway, I've got to go. You have a great day. Thanks for watching. And remember, you're either ripe and rotting or you're green and growing. And we want to be green and growing. Don't we, Jonathan?
We'll be ripe and rotting and green and growing.
There he is. Sorry. There's a little... What is it?
And we want green and growing.
Green and growing, that's right. And as you can see, he has just about devoured that cucumber. Devoured. They really enjoyed all the cucumber that we grew. So yes, and he's making me dizzy, and it's hot out here. So yes, I will catch you in the comments. Bless you.